Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode with Poe on the Call. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Cris Rivers.
And I'm Mandy Mac.
Yes, and we are here with the talented and inspiring Dani, Alaskan Dani on Instagram.
Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Thank you for having me today.
Our pleasure. Thank you for being here on our episode of 2024 poll events that are upcoming that we know of. There'll probably
Yes.
be part two.
There's
Yes.
so many that are going to pop up too throughout the year.
Yes, quite a few things are happening. Very exciting. I know when we're recording this, PoleCon deadlines are closing. And PoleCon is May 31st to June 3rd, I believe, right?
May 30th to June 2nd.
Yes, it's like a Thursday to a Sunday.
Yes. And they
Oh, that's
always
right, it
end
is
up
like a Thursday.
adding more workshops on that Sunday. They always end up adding more things last minute because everything else gets filled up and people want more. So
Yes, I know Body by Fran will be doing her pole strong level 1 certification again because that was a hit. So check out that. So many cool performers going. A lot of people applied.
yeah, there are 20 categories to apply to perform for PoleCon. From aerial all the way to freestyle to parapole, grandmasters, troops and groups, and so much more.
Yeah. If we get this year, check that out for next year. It's every year.
Heck yeah, this year
Yay.
it's Baltimore, Maryland again.
Ooh, yes, they left Florida.
I don't think they'll ever be back after the, changes in performer laws and whatnot.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about that too. I'm happy that they did that, and I feel like other competitions should follow suit.
With time, maybe they definitely will. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, what's coming up in February or March or anything in January that we know of?
So, if you are local to Florida or surrounding areas, there is the Valentine's Showcase coming up at Serpentine Fitness Studio. That is in Ormond Beach. That's happening on February 10th. The show starts at 8 p.m. There's going to be pole, aerial, burlesque. Their last showcase, I know there were fire performers. And then also in March, there is the Hidden Treasures Faces of the Future show, a show about diversity, including all shapes, sizes, and styles. This is happening at 3 p.m. at the ME Theater in Orlando, Florida. And this show is organized and hosted by EVE Productions and Yavanna Wellness. There's going to be all different kinds of dancers there. Male dancers, I've seen some in the group chat, some people performing chair. I myself am going to be performing a low flow routine. It's going to be on a stage pole, I believe. So super excited about that.
Did you say it's a virtual or it's an in person?
In person. That one is
Oh, wow.
in Orlando. Yes, these two are both in person. So if you're local to Florida, first show February 10th is in Ormond Beach, which is kind of like the Daytona area. And then the next one is March 3rd in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, so if you're local to maybe Georgia, want to drive, or anywhere in Florida, check those out. Those are posted by some local studios here.
Yay. And while you're saying in Florida too, I want to say also that now I feel bad about what I said previously about stuffing, because really they should change the rules. They shouldn't just stop having pole dance in Florida. They should change the ridiculous
Yeah, I
rules.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, because there's lots of, I've noticed that burlesque is really big down here, much bigger than the pole scene. So I noticed there's definitely a lot of like LGBTQ bars in like the Tampa, Orlando area, Miami, that a lot of them do lots of burlesque shows, drag burlesque. Like that's really the main sort of performance art that I've noticed that's down here. Definitely, which is really awesome because they have just a whole different type of stage presence. So it's really cool to
Yeah.
see.
Hell
That's
yeah.
so much happening out there in the pole world.
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
I know also in March is the Traincation Charleston hosted by Body by Fran.
yes, I did see that email go out as well.
It is March, let me get it. It is March 14th and 15th, Thursday and Friday. I will be participating. I am excited to go this year. I owe it to myself. I told my partner to make it happen.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
There's going to be a bunch of workshops, a twerk workshop, how to retain beginner, first time pole dancers, a bunch of cool stuff, chair dancing, all sorts of stuff.
Hell
That's
yeah. That
awesome.
sounds awesome.
So then she's having another one in San Diego sometime in June or July. More details on that to come.
Ooh. And
Okay.
speaking of the West Coast, we have PSO has their Golden Gate competition happening in San Francisco on March 2nd and 3rd. And then in Los Angeles, they've got PSO Pacific March 16th and 17th. And the deadline for, both of the deadlines will be already passed to enter if you wanted to enter for this. So, but yeah, if you want to enter Space City in Houston, that deadline is March 11th to register. And that competition is happening May 11th.
Yes. Let me see. There's Space City, then there's Atlantic, Washington, registered deadline March 18th.
It looks like the PSO Atlantic May 18th is right about the same time as PolCon and in the same area too. So if you wanted to like hang out for a month, yeah, hang out for a month in the DC area, May would be a great month for that.
Okay.
OMG, I'm looking at PSO schedule. So as you know, PSO has something like every month. So are we going to talk about this every?
That's what I was saying, but we'll just list those for now for PSO. And then there's those online ones that they have in between as well, which I don't have open right now. But you can compete in their online competitions.
They have PSO Aries virtual registered deadlines March 13th. The competition's April 13th to 14th. PSO Gemini virtual registered date May 15th. Competition dates June 15th to 16th. PSO Virgo virtual registered July 24th. Competition August 24th to 25th. And then PSO Sagittarius virtual registered November 14th. Competition December 14th and 15th.
Have either of you
Yeah.
done a PSO virtual before?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I've done both in person and virtual. They were both fun.
I have not yet.
Right. I was so surprised too. The feeling that I got when I submitted virtual was the exact same feeling as you get when you're standing backstage.
I believe
Which one did you enjoy more, virtual or in person?
That's a good question. I think for now, I would say virtual just because of the way my body is now. But it is more exciting to be around everyone in person if your body can handle that training and
Feed off
everything.
their energy and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Right. I'm definitely looking for more virtual opportunities going forward.
Same. I'm thinking maybe I will do my first PSO virtual this year because I've done other virtual competitions, but not this one. And speaking of virtual competitions, the Pole Circus is having its annual Halloween one in October.
Yay!
So the showcase is October 19th, 2024 at 3 p.m. So make sure you check that out. That is always so fun. They have different categories like edited pole videos, unedited pole videos, different levels. It's a good time.
Their studio is here in Florida.
Yes. Next Door Fitness. We got to judge and guest host this past Pole Circus, and it was such a fun and beautiful experience.
I love seeing I think that's probably the coolest part about any competition or a showcase is just seeing the creativity that everybody comes up with.
Yes.
Yes. Right. And for the virtual, you can get even more ridiculous with like editing and everything. It's like super creative.
That's definitely, I feel like they're one of the few out there right now that like accept edited because most of them, it's you got to be, one and done. Whereas like when you can do that edited, you get that like music video type feel to it, and like
It's
it
so
just it just brings your concept alive so much more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Need more
Right.
show.
And yes, more showcases. And I also like the pole circus too because it's not just limited to pole. You can have
Yes,
any apparatus. And people
yes.
get really creative with that. There was like one that had the two poles right next to each other, or maybe it was three poles. It was
And
really
like
cool.
linked, I did it was over a year ago. I did one. It wasn't their Halloween one, but I did a roller pole submission
That's
for
awesome.
that, and I did that on my stage pole at a pickleball court. And
Ooh,
there's people like playing pickleball behind me, and I'm like
That's
roller
hilarious.
poling to Black Velvet.
that's
Yeah.
Uh, Super fun.
Right.
All the
That's something
costumes
you
that
can.
people come up with, it's just one
yes.
big art show.
Yeah.
So I'm
Love
looking at
it.
Exotic Generation schedule. You know what sucks? They don't come to US at all. But
Definitely not.
they do have a couple things coming. Let me see. 24th of February, Exotic Generation Spain. 16th of March, Exotic Generation Poland. 30th of March, Exotic Generation Mexico. April, Moscow. April to May, Bali, and there's an Exotic Generation Pole Camp. That sounds fun.
Mm.
Yes. And
I
then
think there's
oh, they're doing a virtual exotic May 2024 Exotic Generation Virtual World. I'm ready this shit.
Yes.
getting my pen out right now too. There's
Cool
a
options.
show here in April. It's called Original Sin. The Original Sin show. They're sponsored by X-Pol. Their show is happening on April 26th, and this year's theme is Old Gods.
Ooh,
And that's happening in St. Petersburg, Florida, and that's an in-person show. And the applications close January 20th. Applicants will be informed on the 27th. So there's still time if people want to apply to that show.
when will this episode be airing? The 18th or 25th? Either whenever it airs, you'll either be late or behind because she said the deadline's the 20th, right?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, January 20th is the deadline. You'll be informed on the 27th.
Ooh, damn. Like they always do it at the new year. We might have to do this episode earlier next time.
Right, it's either the events are happening right at the beginning of the year or right at the very end of the year, and then a few sprinkled throughout.
Facts. It's so
But they like
Yeah.
pack
Right.
year
Maybe we should
end.
do it twice a year or something like that. We'll just go through. Yeah.
So I did go to International Pole Sports Federation website or World Pole, and it says here 2024 schedule will be announced between the 1st and 15th of September 2024.
Ooh.
Interesting. So I guess that those events will be happening towards the end of the year.
Mhm. Interesting.
Very. Oh my
I don't
goodness,
know if you.
thank you for that exotic generation. I'm sorry. I just like
There's a wonderful pole performance venue called Aurora in, I think it's Illinois. But they have some wonderful shows coming up. The owner is a beautiful pole dancer named Bailey.
yeah.
There's the Zodiac Sexy Variety Show, January 27th. In Fair, Verona, a queer burlesque ballet, February
What?
17th. I know. Candyland Variety Show on March 2nd. And Soul Pole, it's spelled Seoul Pole, a K-pop pole show on March 23rd. And so those are all upcoming, but they always have auditions as well for those shows, and they always look so cool. I want to go and watch and be part of that experience. And the venue looks so beautiful too. Definitely follow them. if you're not already.
That does sound like a good time.
Do you
Oh,
have tips for people who want to apply to perform?
The hardest step is actually doing it because we all have that imposter syndrome. Just go in wanting to have fun, not wanting to win, just go in wanting to perform and show who you are. That's the best I can do. You enjoy it more when you just want to have fun rather than I want to fucking win.
yes, and especially if you're not going to like do all of like your hardest, biggest tricks. I would actually advise against doing that. Only do like the tricks that you can do with your eyes closed, because that'll make you feel the most comfortable when you're on stage or behind the camera filming your video.
Definitely.
Thanks for that question. That was a good one. What suggestions do you have?
Well, just I guess some show etiquette for people being in the audience because like I said, I'm trying to get into performing. I've been teaching and I've been like dancing, but I've not been, solo center stage yet. This year though, this year it's happening.
Yes.
But when you're an audience member, put your phone down, be in the moment. If it's a professional show, most likely they already have a videographer or somebody dedicated to do that. So you filming is really just being a distraction to the performers and or the other audience members because you're blocking their view or whatnot. And just be in the moment and enjoy the show. Make sure you tip the performers. Cheer them on. I think that is definitely a big thing that people don't think that they should do. But in reality, we want to hear people cheering because then it's just silence and the dancer or performers up there like, this is hard, man. I'm killing it. And they're like, where are my cheers happening? Like, what's going on? And people are just like, yes, But we want you to be saying, yes, oh my God, that's amazing. Because we know how hard it is and how much effort is put into the tricks or moves, but the audience doesn't necessarily know. And then also, if you're a performer, make sure you yourself are tipping out your stage and pole kittens who are helping clear the stage and clean the poles for fellow performers in between the acts. Because obviously they're not getting paid to perform or making tips from the audience themselves. So that's always important to, share the love. Then ultimately, like Chris said, just making sure you enjoy it. I've done one competition and it was a virtual and there ended up being nobody in my category or my level. So it's like I won by default and I was like, well, I mean, it was, all cool and good, but did I really win? So ultimately, like I had fun doing it, but it made me realize though, I do only want to perform because I'm not going out there for scores or to prove something to anybody. I'm going out there to prove to myself that I'm a badass, that my costume tree was awesome, that my choreo flowed, and that I just killed it.
Yes.
That's my main goal, and I feel like that's what people definitely lose sight of sometimes because they are too focused on, well, did everybody else like it? Who cares? Did you like it? And I tell my students every time in class we're dancing and we're doing our final run and they're ready to record themselves if they want. I say, remember, you're dancing for yourself. You're here for you. Everybody else is extra. They are welcome for the show. And that's what matters.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. I think too, also if like you end up being the only person in your category competing, it does mean like you definitely still won because nobody else made it as far as you did.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, sometimes people will sign up too and they won't make it to the competition day. So
that is true.
Yeah.
Tips on a promo video.
Right?
Important.
Should we say
that again?
like I have some upcoming events at Pole in the Wall.
Go ahead.
We have our very first pole dance karaoke night coming up on February 2nd. It is free. It's open to everyone 18 and up who wants to either for pole dancers if you want to perform or if you want to just watch. And it's like karaoke night, but instead of singing, we're going to be dancing.
That sounds so fun.
Right, I can't wait. I'm really excited for it. And
Will they
then
as well, like for people who do want to sing?
I was wondering about that too because I probably will end up singing too. And
Get
maybe
one of those
people want to,
karaoke mics.
yeah, maybe people want to sing so people could dance to them singing. I think that would be really cool too,
There you go,
right?
to the backup dancers for the singer.
Yes. So we'll see how it goes. I'm open to all sorts of ideas. That is free. It is February 2nd, 7 p.m. at Pole in the Wall in Springfield. And then the other cool thing we have coming up in February is workshops with Lisa Bella, and she's an amazing pole dancer in, I guess, the Northeast United States area. But I think she's also traveled to Ohio. I don't know. She's all over the place. But her name is Lisa Bella. She's on Instagram at Lisa Bella Pole, and she's teaching 4 workshops at Pole in the Wall in Springfield, Massachusetts. They are in person Sunday, February 11th and Sunday, February 18th. And if you want to go to multiple workshops, there is a discount pass for that. And that's up for upcoming at Pole in the Wall.
I think I also saw, I mean, that all sounds so fun. You just got me thinking about something else that
Yeah, no, go ahead.
because you were talking about workshops, and I was like, I just saw that eBFit is coming to BPF, I think.
I saw that too. Yes.
Yeah. So there's workshops going on all over, y'all. You need to check them out. It's workshop season.
If you have any workshops that you know of, always send them to us and we'll share them. They just have to be on the earth.
Now's the time to get that training in. Spend your
Yes.
money this year instead of buying things. Spend your money on experiences and training and bettering your craft, your hobby.
Yeah, design your own traincation too. Like, let's say you wanted to visit a place, research all the pole studios in that area. They probably have some cool stuff going on. You can.
That's honestly what I do when we go on vacation. Ryan, sometimes he gets upset because I'll be like, all right, we're going to go here. And then I'll be like, all right, I need this whole day. I'm going to go to this studio, and this studio. I'm like, you can chill at the Airbnb. You can drop me off if you want. You could take the car. And I'm like, but I'll be here, here. And that's the best part about traveling is finding the other dance studios in that area. So you could learn from other teachers, their techniques. And, I did that when I went to Italy last year with my family. I took the metro and a bus and I was like, I'll see you later.
Yes,
That's so awesome.
definitely travel and pole. Learn from everybody.
Yes.
Right. And visit your local strip clubs when you're out too. Tip your dancers.
Learn from the source.
Yes.
That's where you'll learn real performance, stage presence, just how to command a room. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, if you want to learn more from strippers, there's a really good resource. It's called the Musement, TheMusement. They're on Instagram as well, but it's just classes and workshops taught by strippers and sex workers. By strippers for strippers. Check it out.
Exciting, yes. Promoting all sorts. I know Pole on the call has a bunch of promos as well.
Yes.
On the call after. I know. Okay, so me personally, the Pole engineer, I'm excited to promote some stuff. In February, I'm having a competition that it's a social media competition, $10 to enter. All you have to do is tag me of you in a video doing something tech related for your business, maybe updating your website, maybe creating an email list or something like that. And you're going to win a free hour consultation with me for first place. And we half-hour consultation for second place and third place, and we'll get you started on your website and anything else you need tech savvy. And that's in February. And then in March, what am I doing? Oh, I'm starting to open applications for the beginner pole dance engineer program. I'm gonna accept up to, how many am I accepting? Lord, up to 20 people at $100 for the month, and we're gonna do 6 live Zoom classes throughout the month to get you started on website development for yourself, email list, landing pages, SEO, search engine optimization, and all that cool stuff. I'm excited.
Chris, thank you
That
so much
sounds
for
really cool.
having that stuff available, right? Because we're mostly pole dancers and not a lot of us know what to do for
I'm so,
tech stuff. So
I can't wait. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for letting me promo that. So check that out. That'll be on Instagram like starting next week.
That sounds interesting.
yes. Right. I was just thinking now, maybe for next time when we do this, we should like write oh no, that's a lot.
You're
If
too
we
funny.
write each state and we come up with the events for each state, that's a lot. So hopefully viewers continue sending us your wonderful events. We will add them to the list, we'll share them, promote them.
Yes, I love it.
Definitely.
And now
Yeah.
on the call promotions, because we're just always working and we don't ever sleep. So, of course, we have, let me promote this at our second end of summer showcase. We are very excited. We're doing it at the end of summer this year because we have something else going on in December. So, open submissions will start for that at the beginning of summer. Those submissions are due in September, and the showcase will be in the end of September to end the summer right. It's called Cool for the Summer. It's free to everyone. And yeah, it's our next showcase. Get ready for it. Free showcase, share it, promote it, tell your studios. We want to see everything. And then what else does Paul on the Call have going on? Oh, yes. We have our new freebie. It is how to start your own pole dance podcast or blog. It comes with a cute little planner and a cute little video on how to get started on starting your own podcast and blog, just like we did. And then the Poe Awards, which I am so, yes, exactly. Which we are so excited for. It's going to host our second annual Super Bowl commercial break, which was a huge success, where we're going to promo businesses from around the world that will submit. And then the Poll Awards, we're going to give out awards to inspiring pole dancers who are killing it out there. So nominations will open in February. We want you, the viewers, to submit nominations for the categories or submit categories that you want to see people win for. And then voting for those nominations will open in April and then close in August. And then, yeah, the Poll Awards will be in December. So we're super excited. We're going to have all sorts of categories. Best strength pole coach, best flexibility pole coach of the year, best international content creator of the year, best competitor of the year, best competition host of the year, all sorts of things, because we just want to celebrate pole dancers killing it out there and bring everybody together. So stay tuned for that.
Yes. Who inspires you?
Yes.
Yes. Right. And nothing like best Aisha. No.
It's funny.
Maybe like longest held pole sit.
Yeah.
How many layback crunches can you do?
Yes. Right. Or like up the pole Cupid crunches.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Isn't that like a stop time in a way?
Yeah.
Right, maybe we should just like do like the Guinness Book of World Records.
For
Pole records.
For pole, yeah.
Pole elite.
I'm telling you, give it 5 years. My goal is to have a pole reality show that's similar but better than RuPaul's Drag Race.
I'm here for it.
Every week you have like a theme you have to create a performance to, and it's quick and like yeah, we'll see. 5 years.
The 5-year plan. Yes.
I like it. It's good.
Well, do we have any other upcoming pole events that are happening? I think I went through all of mine.
Yes, there's probably a shitload that we missed, but we are going
Yeah.
to episode.
There's I don't know if I said this one. The Fatal Attractions Variety Pole Show. Did I say that one?
I
No.
don't
There's a Fatal Attractions themed variety pole show hosted by the Bad Lotus Productions. And this is in Detroit, Michigan. It's happening on March 9th at the Northern Lights Lounge in Detroit. And that'll be pole, burlesque chair. Applications for that have already closed. And then, one more. There is the Vertical Vixens. They are going to be hosting a 420 themed showcase on 420, April 20th. And that's in Lansing, Michigan. And their applications will actually open soon if you're interested in performing, being a vendor, or being a stage kitten. So they'll be posting applications for that soon.
That sounds awesome.
This is my last one.
That sounds awesome. I want to read their insurance policy.
Yeah, definitely any of the teaching ones, like for PoleCon, you do have to have, if you are applying to teach a movement workshop, you do have to make sure you're CPR and AED certified, as well as have teaching insurance, and they have you provide proof of that if you are selected. But you should totally pitch your seminar, like doing a brief little seminar on starting like your a website or the social media things you need to start. You should apply if you're going to PoleCon.
We wanted to, but didn't we decide not this? Like, we decided it happens financially, it's meant to happen, but we're not going to stress it.
Yeah, I
wait
applied,
for the
but
last minute.
yeah. Right. I definitely don't, I will not be able to afford it. But I did apply.
But I think talking to other people, we kind of realized, sometimes some things will cause you to lose a lot of money than to make money.
Yeah, it definitely is a very spendy event. I've only gone twice myself. But it's definitely a spendy event, and yeah.
It's probably so worth it though.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's definitely good to, like, if you maximize, like, get the most out of it and like actually network and like meet people and talk to the brands and boutiques that come to vend there, and then actually introduce yourself to the other performers and meet people in the workshops, and don't just stick with your specific little group of friends or stay in your room, because you could have did that back at home for free. It's definitely worth it. Like, that and that aspect, I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right, and it does give you access to a lot of like teachers you maybe wouldn't have been in front of all at once.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe that's my 2025 plan. Bring my tech workshops to PoleCon.
Heck
Yes.
Test them out now, finalize your plan, and then
and then maybe do a live Pole on the Call broadcast at some point from PoleCon.
There you go.
Awesome.
Good.
PoleCon, are you listening?
Buddy.
Just kidding. We know it's not free.
You never know. We've had some people hit us up that were like, "Oh my God, you listen to us?" Yes.
Definitely.
Yay! So many wonderful, amazing upcoming events for pole dancers, both in person and online.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So inspiring. Keep creating, y'all. Keep bringing it to us and keep letting us know so we can promote and share you. That is what we do. That is why we created this platform, to share your stories and share your business.
Yes.
Yes.
And to educate.
A little bit.
Yes. Just a little bit. I guess is this our ending now?
Is for part
Right. Until next time. Thank you so much, Dani, for being here to introduce all of
us.
those wonderful events to us and to everyone and all of our listeners.
Well, thank you for having me. I look forward to listening to more episodes and being interviewed possibly in the future by you guys. I love I think people they know me by I really got out there when online camps when pandemic happened. Like that's when my pole career or not career, my pole journey took off because it forced everybody online. So I've done a lot of online camps with a lot of teachers, and so my collection of equipment is vast.
I love it. That's so cool.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it
Yeah,
all.
you're right though. After when COVID happened, it was like everyone had to turn to online and like it was PoleCon with everyone.
Times a million, because then it was cheaper because of course everybody was figuring it out, but also I don't know, it's just it opened up the avenues you'd never think to take, if you're in the US, you'd never think you'd be taking classes from, oh, I don't know, Sarah Scott in Thailand, or Adam Lin in Asia. And it's just right. I love his choreo. He's his social media master, his transitions and stuff. Amazing.
Other followed him.
It's just, I love the online world actually.
Yes.
It's nice being that in person because you could feed off of everybody's energy, but also ultimately at home. I'm in the comfort of my own home, so I'm just more comfortable. I have all of my things here because say you forgot something. Oh, let me just walk to the closet. Or whatever. And then it's just if I'm hungry, I can run downstairs to the fridge.
Right.
Yeah, the pandemic was awesome for pole, and because then also I think that helped a lot of pole businesses grow too.
It did.
Because
right,
they didn't realize that their reach was even available. So
you're right. It was hard for some, but for others who embraced online, it was more doors.
definitely.
And now look at us, 3 seasons in.
Woohoo!
Only can go up.
Yes. Maybe a little down because it's always a roller coaster, but yes.
Right, that's true. Yeah, we gotta take the ups and the downs. But on that note, thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of Pole on the Call podcast. My name is Mændy Mac.